avasthitanam anusashane swaye arthaya jatasya yadusvajasya vartam sakhe kirtaya tirtha kirtiha. If anyone wants to repeat, if anyone have this shloka ready, please go ahead.
Tasya prapannakhila lokapanam avasthitanam anushasane swe arthaya jatasya yadushva ajasya vartam sakhe kirtaya tirtha kirtye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tasya prapannakhila lokapanam avasthitanam anushashanashve arthya jatasya yadushvajasya vartam shakhe kirtaye tirtha kirtahe.
Thank you. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Tasya prapannakhila lokapanam avasthitanam anushasane swe arthaya jatasya yadusvajasya vartam sakhe kirtaya tirtha kirte.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Synonyms. Tasya, his. Prapana, surrendered. Akhila Lokapanam, all rulers of the entire universe. Avasthitanam, situated in. Anusasane, under the control of. Sway, own self. Arthaya, for the interest of. Jatasya, of the born. Yadusu, in the family of the Yadus. Ajasya, of the unborn. Vartam, topics. Sakhe, O my friend. Kirteya, please narrate. Tirtha Kirtiha, of the Lord, whose glories are chanted in the places of pilgrimage. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet he appears by his causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. Purport. There are innumerable rulers all over the universe in different varieties of planets. The sun god in the sun planet, the moon god in the moon planet, Indra in the heavenly planet, Vayu, Varuna, and those in the Brahmaloka planet, where Lord Brahma is living. All are obedient servants of the Lord. Whenever there is any trouble in the administration of the innumerable planets in different universes, the rulers pray for an appearance, and the Lord appears. The Bhagavatam 1.3.28 has already confirmed this in the following words. Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrani Vyakulam Lokyam Mardayanti Yuge Yuge. In every millennium, whenever there is any trouble for the obedient rulers, the Lord appears. He also appears for the sake of his pure, unalloyed devotees. The surrendered rulers and the pure devotees are always strictly under the control of the Lord, and they are never disobedient to the desires of the Lord. The Lord is therefore always attentive to them. The purpose of pilgrimages is to remember the Lord constantly, and therefore the Lord is known as Tirtha Kirti. The purpose of going to a place of pilgrimage is to get the chance to glorify the Lord. Even today, although times have changed, there are still pilgrimage sites in India. For example, in Mathura and Vrindavan, where we had a chance to stay. People are awake from early in the morning at 4 a.m. up until night time and are constantly engaged, some way or other, in chanting the holy glories of the Lord. The beauty of such a pilgrimage site is that automatically one remembers the holy glories of the Lord. His name, fame, quality, form, pastimes, and entourage are all identical to the Lord. And therefore, chanting the glories of the Lord invokes the personal presence of the Lord. Anytime or anywhere, pure devotees meet and chant the glories of the Lord is present without any doubt. It is said by the Lord Himself that He always stays where His pure devotees chant His glories. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports of the third canto, first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Questions by Vidura.
Vidura.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Again, I'm really very sorry for the technical problems this morning. And I'm really very thankful for getting this opportunity to speak on the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran this morning. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran is the life and soul for all the devotees who are following the path of Vaishnavism. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran is definitely a window to spiritual world, but also it paves the way and it shows the way to go to reach the highest goal of self-realization, which is love of Godhead. This is the ultimate duty of any living entity who is entangled in this material conception of life. Not only that, Srimad Bhagavatam also gives us the process, gives us the relationship, knowledge of relationship with the Supreme Lord, and also teaches us what is our immediate duty as a devotee of the Lord when we are in this body, in this gross material body, with the examples and narrations of so many great personalities which are portrayed in Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is considered to be the ripened fruit of all the Vedic scriptures. And there is no doubt about it. When we read other scriptures or other Puranas, we can see that there things are mentioned very haphazardly. But Srimad Bhagavatam follows a very systematic flow, and through that systematic flow, a reader of Srimad Bhagavatam can get a very clear understanding of the incidents or events that are happening. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, the writer of Srimad Bhagavatam, he himself is the incarnation of Lord. And whatever he is writing in Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is related to God. Whether it is Canto 1, 2, 3, and whether there are 10 topics which describe Srimad Bhagavatam, everything just indicate to that supreme truth, or indicate to that process by which any living entity in this material world can gain the ultimate future of getting out from the cycle of birth and death. So, whenever we read any verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see that every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam can be described or can be explained in so many forms, in so many ways. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a verse, Krishna Tulle Bhagavatam Sarva Shastra Hoye Prati Akshe Prati Akshare Pati Shabd Nanarth Kaye. That means that this Bhagavatam is equivalent to Krishna, and that's why it's very much glorious. Now, we spend our time and energy in the morning to read and to understand the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. I think, therefore, that it's very important to understand why we are doing it, so that as devotees of Lord, we never take this as for granted. Today's verse is very beautiful as other verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. And because it's the last verse of this chapter 1 of Canto 3rd, so little bit of history. We know that Shaunaka Rishi's Suta Goswami is describing the Srimad Bhagavatam to Rishis of Naimisharanya. And now they got interested to know about the discussion which happened between Vidura and Maitreya. Now, Vidura and Maitreya, they both are exalted devotees of Lord. And prior meeting with Maitreya Muni, Vidura met with Uddhava on the banks of Yamuna in the land of Vrindavan. We have seen in this chapter, in the journey of this chapter, how Vidura was insulted by Duryodhana, and Vidura left the palace of Hastinapur and went for the pilgrimage. And there, when he went to Prabhasa Kshetra, he got to know that all the Yadavas left the planet. Even Lord Krishna wrapped up his pastimes and he just went for his abode. But still he asked about the relatives of Lord Sri Krishna, in particular to their relation to their particular pastimes with Uddhav. And Uddhava is hearing all the questions which Akrur Maharaj is telling to Uddhava. Now here, Uddhava started talking. And Uddhava, after Vidura's inquiries about the welfare of Yadus, Uddhava started talking from verse 26 to verse 45. Now, Uddhava is talking. And last verse, in verse 44, there were reasons which has been given for the appearance of Lord. And in this particular verse, which we are doing today, the translation, again, I'm going to read. Oh, my friend, Vidura, Uddhav is talking to Vidura. Oh, my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet he appears by his causeless mercy upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. And the verse prior to it, which Keshava Swami Maharaj explained very nicely, also the reasons for the appearance of that unborn. Now, why this unborn takes birth? We are going to discuss about it little bit. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Aham sarvasya prabhu, that I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. So this means that the foundational definition of Supreme Being implies that he is the source of everything, including time. Because everything includes time in it too. So that means that the Supreme Being transcends the factor of time. And in Bhagavad Gita, the existence of something in the realm beyond time is conveyed to us as the word aja, unborn. Although the soul, which is a spark of the energy of the Lord, the Tatastha Shakti of the Lord, is also unborn. But the soul is, this soul, minute little soul, is not the Lord of all existence as Krishna is. So in Bhagavad Gita 4.6, chapter 4, verse 6, 7, 8, 9, Lord Krishna is explaining various reasons for his birth or for his appearance. Although a very good example has been given to compare the appearance of Lord Krishna, he's just like the sun. We perceive that the sun is rising in the eastern horizon. But what is there? Sun is always there. Sun is never setting. Sun is never rising up. He's always there. But for our eyes, sun is rising for some time and it is setting after some time. So this example is given to us by our teachers to relate to the appearance of that unborn Aja Krishna. Krishna in 4.6, he is talking, Ajo Pisan Avyayatma, Bhutanam Ishwaro Pisan, Prakritim Swam Adishthaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, I'm always like that in my transcendental body. And I am the Lord of all the beings, all living entities, but I still appear in my original transcendental form. Here also the word unborn comes, that Krishna is unborn. And Krishna is explaining the uniqueness of his birth to Arjuna. That how Krishna, although he never takes birth through anybody, but still he comes and appears in his transcendental body. And in his original form, he remains the controller of the entire material nature as well as the spiritual nature. He is just like a king who just come to visit a prison, but never can bound by the rules and regulations of a prison. On the other hand, this soul, this minute little jiva or soul, this soul is forced to take birth according to laws of material nature. This soul is forced to change the body according to the consciousness which this soul has at the time of leaving the body. But Krishna, being the supreme person, he is transcendental, unborn, never born, just appears. And there are several reasons which has been given to us of why does the unborn Lord take birth or seems like he has taken birth just like human beings. He does his pastimes or he performs his activities when he come in this material world, just like a normal human being, and it's called Narvat Leela. That means pastimes just like human beings. Each and every sense of the Supreme Being can perform, each and every sense of the Lord can perform every function. For example, Krishna's eyes can eat, Krishna's eyes can walk. But for living entity, this is not possible. There is a verse in Brahma Samhita, Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vittimanti. That means Krishna can interchange with his functions with his for his senses, but he prefers or he chooses to act in the form of human being. And that's when the people who are not inclined devotionally misunderstand the appearance of Lord, who is Aja or unborn. So I was talking about verse 46, 4.6, where Krishna himself is saying that I am unborn, but yet I take birth in every millennium. Krishna in his original form comes in one kalpa or in a day of Brahma. And then in 4.7, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving another reason. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharatam. Abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam. That in order to punish the miscreants, or in whenever there is decline in the practice, in religious practice, Krishna descend himself. And in other words, he is saying, Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the devotees, Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to kill the demons, Dharm sansthapanarthaye, to establish the religious practices, Sambhavami yuge yuge. And then in 4.9, Krishna is saying, Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha, tvakta deham punarjanma neti mam eti so Arjuna. The final thing. So 4 things Krishna is explaining. First reason, to establish the religious practices, to kill the demons, to save my devotees. And then at last, whosoever understand the purpose of my birth, transcendental birth, will never come back in this material realm. So we have seen in the last class also, assume it as a big circle. The outer reason is to establish the religious practices. The inner reason, the one circle inside it says to kill the demons. One circle inside it says to protect the devotees. One circle inside it says to reclaim all the conditioned souls who are suffering in this material world so miserably, back to Godhead, to reclaim them. As a father, Krishna wants everybody back, which this Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam verse is talking about, that person never takes birth again, to stop the rebirth. And the most confidential reason for the birth of that unborn, the most confidential reason is to have fun. He wants to enjoy his activities. He wants to give pleasure to the devotees, and he wants to enjoy himself too. Bhoktaram yagnetapasam. I am the only enjoyer of everything. So there are reasons, and the most confidential reason is that Krishna wants to enjoy. Outer that, I explained, Krishna wants to reclaim his devotees or the living entities, to protect his devotees. Krishna wants to kill the demons. Krishna wants to establish the religious practices. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, teachings of Queen Kunti, in verses 32, 33, 34, and 35. Kunti Maharani, she is talking the same thing. In verse 32, she is saying, Kechit ahur ajam jatam. She's saying, some say that unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings. And others say that he is born to please King Yadu. So the same things which Krishna has explained in Bhagavad Gita, the verses I explained, Kunti Devi is praying to Krishna in chapter 8 in the similar lines. To save your devotees, Devaki and Vasudev, and to you are born as sandalwood just appears in the Malaya hills, she's saying in verse 32. It is very beautiful that Krishna appears as sandalwood in Malaya hills. So, for explaining this unborn, the birth of unborn, I am going to take all of you to the story which explains the mysterious birth of this unborn. Because we keep hearing unborn, unborn, unborn. What does it mean? Yes, Krishna appears, but what happened at that night when Krishna appears? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami is giving a lot of information and lot of stories. But when he's talking about Krishna, the birth of Krishna, he is very, very careful because it's a very mysterious birth. And when we read the text, when we actually read the text very closely of Srimad Bhagavatam, then we get to know that what is going on. What we know as a story, that Krishna is born in as a four-handed boy, four-handed dark blue complexion boy in the prison cell of Mathura. And what happened? Then Vasudev got the instruction and he transferred his baby Krishna to Gokul. At that night, he exchanged the daughter of Mother Yashoda with his son and came back. And then this daughter just became Durga, or the goddess. And she spoke with Kamsa. That's what we know, and that's the story. But Krishna's birth is very mysterious. That's why again and again this word unborn has been used by him, by his devotees who knows the purpose and what happened in reality at that night. Jiva Goswami, in his Gopal Champu, a very, very beautiful book, he is mentioning, he is giving the story of Krishna, that there was a king by the name Devi Madha, and he had two wives. One was Kshatriya and other wife was Vaishya. I mean the Vaishya community. And one wife was from Kshatriya community. And this Kshatriya wife, she begot a son and his name was Sursena. And the other wife, she begot a son whose name was Pragna. So they both were brothers, right? So now this Pragna, this Pragna accepted the caste of his mother. And this Sursena accepted the caste of his Kshatriya mother. And this Pragna accepted the caste of his Vaishya mother. And this Sursena became the father of Vasudev. And this Pragna, he became the father of 5 children. Nanda Maharaj was one of them. Upananda, Nanda, Sananda, uh, and there are other names too. There are 5 boys of Pragna. Nanda Maharaj was one of them. So Nanda Maharaj, he became the Nanda Maharaj became the um, king of that village where they were living. And here Vasudev, we know the story that he got married with Devaki. And after that divine voice from the sky that the 8th son of this Devaki is going to kill you, Kamsa, what he did, he started killing all the children of Mother Devaki. He killed up till 6 children, and 7th child got attracted by Yogamaya into the womb of other wife of other wife of Vasudev Maharaj, who was residing with Nand Maharaj at that time, with Nand Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. So when it was the time for 8th child, we already know that from the heart, from the heart of Vasudev, uh, this supreme person got transferred into the heart of Mother Devaki. And when it was the right time, this the supreme person, he came from the heart of Mother Devaki. He just appeared from the heart. He never got into womb and just took the birth just like other mundane human beings. He just appeared from the heart as four-handed Lord. And then this Lord, four-handed Vishnu form of four-handed Vishnu form of Krishna, he spoke with Devaki and Vasudev and said, you know, you were Prishni and Sutapa in your previous birth, in your previous birth, and you prayed to me for incarnation, or you prayed to me, you wanted me as your son. So that's why I came, I became your son. And I became your son previously for 2 times, as Prishni Garbha and also Upendra or Vamana. And now this is my 3rd birth, and I will be Krishna. And that's what is happening in the cell of Mathura. Now in Gokul, what is happening? Mother Yashoda, she got pregnant with twins. One was Yogamaya and other was original eternal form of Krishna. Krishna was there in the heart of Mother Yashoda. And Yogamaya, she was there in the womb of Mother Yashoda. So when that time came, Krishna, from the heart of Mother Yashoda, he pushed himself into the womb of Mother Yashoda. It has been described by Jiva Goswami in Gopal Champu that this mysterious birth of Krishna is only known by the devotees of the Lord. And at that time, at that night, two kids were born to Mother Yashoda. One was Krishna, two-handed Krishna, and the other was Yogamaya, Krishna's sister. Here we can see that because of labor pain and because of bewilderment of Yogamaya's energy, Mother Yashoda she was completely um, she was completely in deep sleep. She did not even know what happened. So Krishna was born simultaneously to Mother Yashoda as well as to Devaki, Mother Devaki. But the thing here is that, which Jeev Goswami is mentioning, in Devaki and Vasudev, there was Amsha of Krishna who is Vishnu, who appeared, Vishnu of Vaikuntha. And that's why he showed his four-handed form to Devaki and Vasudev. But for Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, Krishna appeared in his original eternal form as Supreme Person, as Supreme Personality of Godhead, who Krishna is always there in his eternal form. And when Nanda Maharaj, when Vasudev, along with his own version of Krishna, Vasudev Krishna, he came and he saw two kids next to Mother Yashoda. And he did not know what to do. So he just put his son there and took Yogmaya, the daughter, with him back to the prison cell. Now these two Krishnas, Yashoda Krishna and Devaki Krishna, they merged with each other and became one Krishna. So that's such a mystery, or the mysterious birth of Krishna, that Krishna actually came uh, to bless both the mothers. And it has been described by our acharyas that Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, is the eternal mother of Lord Krishna. And therefore, there was never a need to show his four-handed form to Mother Yashoda at that time. And Mother Yashoda, there is a description in the same Gopal Champu that Krishna came into the dream of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj prior to these incidents and explained to them that you have taken birth as an expansion with your Amsha as Drona and Dhara. And at that time, you worshipped me and wanted me as your son. And therefore, Lord Brahma promised you that you will get a son like me. So nobody is like me. So because you are my eternal mother, I just came up to you as Krishna, as Nandanandan Krishna. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary also says the same thing, that Krishna was born to both the mothers. And in chapter 3rd, verse 47 of Canto 10th, Canto 10, verse 47, chapter 3rd, there is a purport by Srila Prabhupada, where Srila Prabhupada is saying the same thing. So the birth of Krishna is very mysterious. He appears himself, and how he appears, nobody knows. Who in this material world is born with all the ornaments and with four hands? Nobody. A child who has just taken birth, he just start crying. But Krishna at that time did not even cry, although he was smiling and he was talking with his parents in Mathura, in the prison cell. So that's the mystery behind the birth of Krishna, which is known, or which is given access to only to the devotees of the Lord. So this unborn takes birth or appears in front of our eyes. He displays his pastimes for various reasons, as has been explained already. And in this particular verse, the importance of pilgrimage is also been explained. That's one of the main themes also. There are two main themes of this verse. One is that Krishna is unborn, but yet he takes birth for different reasons. And also one of the other theme is the importance of pilgrimage. We can see that how these places, holy places, gives a special advantage for our devotional practices. Whenever we go there, we feel enlightened, and charged with the spiritual energy to perform more and more activities, spiritual activities. So that's the importance of pilgrimages. We can see that how even Vidurji, who is such a first class devotee and is an and Yamaraj himself, he went on um, for the pilgrimage before meeting with Uddhava. He is on his pilgrimage journey. And not only Vidura, even Balaramji, who is the first expansion of Lord, in order to give everybody um, an example, he's showing that how the sites of pilgrimage, how important they are. And he also went on pilgrimages when the battle of Kurukshetra was going on. So many people, so many personalities in Bhagavatam, we can see they went on to the pilgrimages for performing their spiritual activities. Dhruv Maharaj, we can see that when his mother inspired him, he just left everything and went into in Madhuban. That was a very sweet pastime of Dhruv Maharaj, that how in 6 months he just achieved the Supreme Person. So these pilgrimages holds a very special place in our religion. But at the same time, if we are just going to the pilgrimage just for the sightseeing and just for enjoying or having a better time, then the pilgrimage will not reveal the complete mercy, or will not reveal the complete manifestation of its glories to devotees if we don't go there with the right mood. So having a right mood is to accept the pilgrimage as the place where we can perform devotional activities, where we can hear and where we can chant and where we can serve the pilgrimage places. The main pilgrimages for Gaudiya Vaishnav, these are Vrindavan and Mayapur. And in Purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that in the beginning, in the morning, at 4 a.m., devotees just rise there and start their spiritual activities. So that's very important. When we go to the places, pilgrimage places, we learn so many things there that we can imbibe those things in our own life, so that wherever we go, we can feel the separation from the pilgrimage. And when we feel the separation from that place, we are actually in that place, in that place of pilgrimage. Srila Prabhupada always says, wherever I go, I am in Vrindavan. No matter he was in Boston Temple, he was in New Vrindavan, he was always in the mood of Vrindavan. So that mood, that bhav is very important to approach the holy places. And a very beautiful definition has been given in this particular verse which we read today, that these places of pilgrimages are meant to glorify the Supreme Lord. Hearing and chanting, they are the processes. These are the very, very important tools which navigate us towards the smaranam or continuous remembrance of Krishna. And from where this smaranam will come, the remembrance of Krishna 24/7, when we hear and chant all the time. Hearing and chanting is very, very important, and that's the message which this verse is conveying to us. Hearing, chanting, going to the pilgrimage places with the right mood, and then taking that mood with you wherever you go. Hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord will lead us to Manamana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru. That means Krishna says, remember me 24/7. Tesham Satata Yuktanam. All the time, remember me. Chant my glories. And how it's going to be possible? When we hear through our ears continuously, then there will be change of heart. So these were the points I wanted to mention in this class today, that the glorious and mysterious birth of Lord Krishna, and also the reasons behind Krishna taking birth or appearing in front of in front of the eyes of devotees. There were several reasons which has been mentioned and explained, and also the importance of dham pilgrimages. So thank you so much. If anyone has any questions or any comments or any kind of additions, please go ahead. The floor is all yours. And thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to speak this morning. I know there was a technical issue, but I'm really sorry about that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Fantastic class. You covered a lot of things.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes. And whatever it is, that Yasoda, Mother Yasoda, Devaki and Yasoda's, the way of they are getting both of them, Krishna, that was really something. And then they are very much blessed, And then one is four-armed and one is two-armed.
Yes.
That was another thing. Krishna's mercy, we cannot tell how Krishna plays with us. And he is a friend, he is a lover, he is a, well-wisher, everything is in him.
Yes.
So the way we do the devotional service, he will bless us. So that's what overall I got from this class, that whatever you're saying. And there is so many things we have to learn about Krishna. And that is not, Bhagavatam is not enough to. All these people, they wrote the books. So many books we have to go through.
So Bhagavatam, as Srila Prabhupada says, Mataji, that Bhagavatam is enough, because so many things and commentaries Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada has taken from all these acharyas, Gaurya acharyas. But if we are reading very, very minutely the details, everything is covered in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran. All these commentaries really help, but Bhagavatam is complete in itself. That's what Srila Prabhupada has said, Mataji.
Yeah, that's why it's Samala Puran.
Yes.
So, really, thank you very much. You covered a lot of things. Thank you. You must have done a lot of preparation.
Yes, thank you, Mataji.
God bless you. Krishna's blessings will be with you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Sutta Priya Arundhati Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very enlightening class. Thank you very much. Now,
I think there is technical issues. Okay. I think she was asking something, but okay. Maybe if anyone else has any question or any comment, can unmute and addition, anything. So I think Mataji had something, but she just disconnected. Okay. If not, then we can wait a minute for her to come, or less than a minute maybe, and then, oh, okay. She's not joining back. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice class. Very, very nice. Very good.
Thank,
Felt
thank you.
like everything
Thank
was
you.
very clear, purifying. And like the 4 points you made from Bhagavad Gita, 4.6 to 9.
Yes.
Very clear. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you. Now we
Great
can.
class, Mādhavi. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Kishori. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaevacha patitan pavanebhyo.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare
Yes.
Krishna. Prabhat Jaya.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.